You're welcome to my YouTube channel. It's called The Event Arts. The Event Arts is a channel that is meant to educate you on event management and planning and to teach you the intricacies of events. If you want to know anything about events, you're in the right channel. So event planning and management is a very, very, very broad subject. I know sometimes some people think that, oh, event planning is just, yell at vendors, tell them to do this, give them time and all. No, it's way, way, way more than that. Event planning and management is more than that. In fact, it is a very, very huge part of hospitality business. And the first part of event planning and management that I do tell my students and anyone that cares to listen is that you have to get the art of customer care service delivery. You have to know what customer care is all about. If you know that, if you master that, then you'll be able to, glide through the whole other parts well, because what you're basically selling is how do I put it? It's a luxury product you're selling. So when you're selling anything luxury, you have to be able to pamper your clients. You have to be able to make them feel comfortable. I'm not talking about gaslighting here. I'm talking about the fact that you have to know the right words to say. You have to know the right things to do. You have to know the right things not to say and not to do. So yeah. We have different course outlines, like I usually like to say to my students. Course outline, we have the customer service delivery, we have the event planning and management, we have the event coordination, we have the event ushering, we have the vendors outsourcing, we have so much. So you're welcome. Today, we're going to be talking about customer service delivery in events. Customer service delivery is also known as customer service excellence in events. So our plan of delivery is going to be, we're going to be defining excellent customer service in events. We're going to relate customer service to conflict resolution. We're going to know the importance of customer service training, and we're going to evaluate and develop customer service mentality in events. And we're also going to create customer service culture peculiar to events. So stay tuned. Let's talk about what is customer service. Let's define what customer service is. Customer service could be said to be the delivery of a product or service the same way it has been promised. We all know the issue of what I ordered versus what I promised on Instagram, on internet, let me put it like that. So if you want to give your customers, if you want to have a good customer service delivery for your clients, you want to give them a good customer service experience, you make sure that whatever it is that has been ordered for or promised is what is going to be delivered from your own end too. It can also be said to be the provision of service before, during, and after a purchase. So when you say before, now we do canvass our clients. We tell them, oh, we promise heavens and high waters before they buy from us, before they make use of our services. And then during the service, to when you are rendering the service as well, you have to be able to deliver what it is you've promised before you sealed the deal. That is an experience. When we say customer service experience, it's just not a one-off thing. It is an experience from the get-go, which is when you want to seal the deal, during the deal as well. I mean, when you're executing the brief, and then after execution as well, you have to be able to make sure that your customers, they have a beautiful and they have a wonderful experience with you. You have a client that comes to your office that wants to, buy your services, employ your services for their big day. They're getting married. And then you tell them, oh, have your seats. They come to a beautiful office. You give them water. You make sure they're comfortable. Whatever it is they're asking you, you are responding. You're responding. You're not feeling affronted. You're not feeling, how do I put it? You're not feeling stressed. And then they feel like, oh, this person is a beautiful person to work with. I like this person's vibe and everything. And then you guys sign the contract. You're employed. Then along the line, Then they start calling you and you start, they are calling me again, what is this? All because you've sealed the deal. That is not a good customer service experience for your clients. As an event professional, as an event planner, being a professional, your customers are they're supposed to have a beautiful experience. You're supposed to deliver this customer service delivery in a beautiful way. They're supposed to, they're supposed to be able to tell other clients. They're supposed to be able to tell other clients, their friends and families, to use you. In fact, you turn them to your ambassador if you can do the following, which is number one, you make sure that when you're sealing the deal, you're a beautiful person in and out, you're professional as well. When you're executing the brief as well, you make sure that they don't have a case of feeling like, oh, this person is different from this person. I mean, this person we signed the deal with is different from the person executing it. And then after the event as well, because, I mean, we're in an industry where word of mouth travels faster than where your leg or your advert can get to. So it is best that you have, how do I put it, a sold customer in your client, a sold client in your customer. Meaning, after they buy from you, they should be able to, bring other businesses to you. So you have to be able to check up on them, make sure that you post picture, even if they don't want you to post some pictures, or they call you, oh, please take down that picture on Instagram. I don't like it. I'm looking unflattering in that picture. You should be able to do that. You don't say, oh, I'm selling my own business. So that is part of customer service delivery. Management strategy that focuses on meeting customers' expectations is basically what I've just explained. You have to have strategies in place, for a company that wants to, for someone that wants to be professional. You have your steps, step 1, step 2, step 3 in your own organization, in your own event management and planning organization or business. And step 1 could be, step 1 for you can be in making your customers have a very good and beautiful experience. Step 1 can be that you create a beautiful ambience for your clients, your guests that comes into the office. Beautiful ambience being a beautiful office, beautiful, how do I put it, serene environment. There's no noise here and there. There's this calm feel. You know what aesthetics also does to our senses? When you enter a beautiful place, you look at the place and then you're calm. Like you enter and then you feel calm immediately. And then you really want to listen to what that person is saying. Then it is not hot. If you don't have enough money for an air conditioning unit yet, you can have an easy breezy office, you can have a fan, you can have a well-blowing fan. Something to, make them calm, and even if they were harried where they were coming from, when they get into your office, they are calm enough to want to listen to what you have to say. Step 2 can be, could be color scheme, can be the theme, can be, Step 2 sometimes can be, let me listen to what my client has to say. Because it's always good to listen to get the brief. Don't say because I've been in this business for a long period of time, I know more than you, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, every event is unique. You understand what I'm saying? Every event is unique, and you can't use a one-size-fits-all for every event. You understand what I'm saying? So you can, your own step 2, your own step, anyhow you feel your step is, could be, let me listen to what my client has to say, which is going to be your brief for the whole project. And you listen, and then where you're meant to interject, you interject. You let them know, why don't you do it like this? Why don't you do it like that? You make them feel comfortable enough to know that it is their event. You don't, I made that mistake in the past of, because I'm very passionate about what I do, and when you do something almost every weekend, you'd feel you're a master at it, and if you let them feel comfortable enough to know it is their event, and you don't impose on them, because it's something you've been doing over and over and over again. So there's a thin line between imposing and advising. I've been in that shoe before, and I had to call myself back and retrain myself that you don't impose on your clients. Paying paying you for your services, and whatever it is they want is superior to whatever it is you feel is right, you are there to advise them and guide them aright for the events. That is why you're the professional. But if they prefer it to be done in a particular way, by Jove, it's their event, so you go with their flow. So that being said, on brief, so as I was saying, each organization would develop the strategy, the management strategy that will focus on meeting the customer's expectation, so as to give them a beautiful customer experience. So now let's move on to who is a customer. A customer is a person who receives a product, either goods or services, from an organization. There are two different types of customers. We have the internal customers and we have the external customers. The internal customers are the people within your easy reach. They are your friends, your family, your how do I put it? Your church members, your neighbors, people that are close to you. People that are close to you that can easily give you a job without experience, without you having any form of experience, without you being a professional, So those are the people that will help you build, your portfolio. And your internal customers, even though they say that some people, there's this saying, there's this general saying everywhere now that they say, oh, I don't like giving jobs to my friends. They don't tend to do it well. You can change the narrative. Being a professional, you're working at being a professional. You have to be able to, make use of them. They get a very reduced costs of service from you, and then you give them a very high service, but at the same time you are using them to build your portfolio. But so your internal customers also doesn't necessarily mean that they are for beginners or they are for people that are just starting up. Now I still have my dad owns a school. I still have him as a customer. Whenever they want to do anything in the school, I still get to come in, and then they pay for our services, and we provide them the professional advice that we're meant to provide for them, professional services too. So it doesn't necessarily mean that internal customers are for beginners alone. Your internal customers are your people that sometimes you can, emotionally blackmail. Don't quote me. Don't say I said that. But you can still, make them give you jobs, and you have to be able to seal your internal customers first before you go on to the external customers. You have to have been, they have to have been sold. The people around you ought to be able to, leaving sentiments aside, they have to be able to have been, they have to be able to say, oh, no, I have, see my girl, Jola, she's an event planner, you have to use her. Oh, see my boy, blah, 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 he's an event planner, you have to use him. You have to have been able to seal your internal customers first before you move on to the external customers. They will help you to get better. They will criticize you, and they're criticizing you, they criticize you with love, they tell you what to do, what not to do. They tell you the truth because they want to see you grow. They want to see you excel. So they will tell you the truth of things. So, you have to have sealed them, your internal customers first, before you now move on to the external customers. Who are the external customers? The external customers are the big bodies. You have organizations, you have people that don't know you from anywhere. They just call you up because they've seen your job somewhere. And then they call you up for a meeting, you meet with them, and you seal the job. So, you're leaving the realm of beginners, the realm of how do I put it? The realm of, I'm just doing this thing for play. I'm just doing it for passing time. You are leaving that realm. You're moving on to the realm of the professionals. You're moving on to the realm of the big boys and big girls in events. So yeah, your external customers are like I said, the big organizations. You're working for banks now. The bank, like say for example, you have a bank that wants to do their fashion week. They call you up and you plan it. That's huge. And they want to do Christmas party. They want to, you know, they want to launch a project, they are being called to come and plan it and coordinate it. I mean, you're already doing great in the industry. So those are the external customers. And sometimes external customers too are not necessarily for the big girls and big boys in events alone. There's a place of grace. External customers can be somebody that came to an event that you planned for your auntie or for your uncle, and they saw your job and they liked it, and fortunately you've already branded the event to the extent that they can take your number from somewhere without necessarily asking the host of that event that who is your event planner or who is not your, do you understand what I'm saying? Then they call you up, have a talk with you, and then give you the job. We've gotten a job like that before. I think way back to 2015, yes. We got a job like that. Even till tomorrow, I've never met that woman. God bless you, wherever you are. I've never met her, and because she just wanted ushers, and then we deployed our ladies down to the event. Never met her, paid her money, and was okay with the service. So yes, and back then, I think we were just 3 years old. Yes, we were 3 years old in the business then. So, I mean, external customers are not meant for the big girls and big boys in events alone. External customers can also come in from the beginning stage, the middle stage, and any stage of your event career. So yes, you have the internal and the external customers. So, but the most important thing is that you have to be able to deliver. You have to leave an impression, a good impression in their mind. Whether they are internal customers, whether they are external customers, you have to be able to leave a good impression on their mind. I mean, the fact that my brother is getting married doesn't mean that it has to go anyhow. I have to treat it anyhow because he is my brother. No, I have to make sure that this thing goes according to plan. I usually like to say something, and I learned it from someone I respect in the industry. I say something that whenever, as an event planner, the day you collect the money for a job, the day you are hired for a job, is the day you've done that job. Whatever it is you're doing after, on that day, whatever it is you're doing after collecting that money, and the execution day too, whatever it is you're doing is called advert. You're advertising yourself for your next clients. That is where your next clients will come from. So you have to be able to give your customer that you seal the job, you have to be able to give them a good experience, And then when it is from this experience that they've experienced, that whoever it is, whether internal or external customer, ask them that, oh, I'm just thinking of using your event planner that you used for your event the other day. Do you think she's okay? I like her services, but personally, what do you have to say? So you can answer that question yourself. You can, if you know you've delivered well, you've given your customer that beautiful experience. So yeah, it is always imperative to make sure that your customers have a very beautiful experience, whether they are internal, whether they're external. So what is service? Service in events, or let me say service generally first, before I relate it to events. Service is providing people with something they need or want. Yes, so now, what we need is different from what we want. You need water. You need water to survive. You need food to survive. But you want pizza. You want pizza instead of rice. So service is providing them what they want or what they need. Like I said earlier on about Breathe, being a professional that has been in the business for long, you tend to always want to impose sometimes if you're not careful. Instead of imposing, you're supposed to advise, like I said earlier on. So when you're listening to the brief of your clients, when they're telling you the brief, oh, okay, I want Winter Wonderland theme. I want to come in from the ceiling. I want to, come in from the side door. I want to come in from the ground up. That is their want. That is what they want. It is your own job as a professional to, make it work. If it is possible, you understand. See how best possibly to achieve what your clients want. You get. And then there's also the place of what they need. For any event, there is the need for food. I mean, in this part of the world, there should be jollof rice. My jollof rice people, there should be jollof rice. So there should be food, you know, that's a need for any event. That's a need. Then your wants for events can be, I want to come in like this, I want to wear crystals all over my body, I want to do this, I want to do, you know, all this, our beautiful brides. God bless you all. So what I'm saying is that you providing them what they want, that service, whatever it is they want or what they need, is what is called service. Service is providing people with something they need or want. Now, need in an event is food. Any event has to have refreshment, no matter how small the refreshment is. It could be cabin biscuits, it could be jollof rice, it could be oriental rice and sizzlers. You get the deal. So what I'm trying to say is that there has to be refreshment in any event, no matter how small the event is, no matter how small the refreshment is. That is a need in an event. Now for want is when you have somebody say, oh, my entry is going to, I want to have 10 grand entries. I want to wear crystals all through. I want to come in from the ceiling. I want to come in from the ground. I want to come in from the wall. I mean, yeah, so that is in wants. Those are wants. You get. So it is your job as an event planner to be able to provide the service. I mean, to make sure that they get what they want or need. So that is your job as a customer service delivery personnel in events. You can click the like and share button. You can subscribe to our channel. That is what we're going to be taking you through on this channel. So welcome once more.